Second one. Mm.
I have no idea. I can't really quite see if we're on or not, but
I
I'm
had
just
an
gonna.
okay.
You
Yeah.
had an okay? Okay, awesome. Yes, we are on. Let me just switch this off. Well, I want to say welcome to everyone to be here for another live episode of Never Signed Up for This, where Amy and I were just diving into what it means or what we're navigating when we're not just moms, we're moms of kids who are not okay with whatever that means, whatever that means. And at the
Mhm.
same time, we have entrepreneurial aspirations and we want to do something in the world. So yeah,
Yes. Well said.
yeah. So as always, Amy and I, we text before we go on to see what we want to talk about. And so for t today is an interesting, you might be hearing that my voice is a little scratchy. And it's very interesting because I said, oh, it's so interesting because after I did my 6 days of the reset, um, I got sick. And, you know, what happens when I get sick, when I can't have my regular schedule and I'm not fit enough or good enough to make my daughter have the regular rhythm and the regular food rhythm. What happens for her is food is both. It is medicine and it is pain. It's both.
Mm,
And when she's out of
wow.
a rhythm, uh, eating any kind of food gets very, very painful. And so she has to work herself through the pain so that she can eat to get to a point where she can regularly eat. And so,
Yeah.
I've got one more year to prepare her because then she'll be off to college and, prepare her to be able to make nourishing foods. Which, of course, like I'm a mom and I'm thinking, oh, I might not have done a good enough job because she's 17 and
Of
yeah, she
course you
can make
are.
some pasta and all that, but it's not exactly what the body needs. And so interesting, right? Because sometimes the body craves things that are actually not good for you.
That we don't need. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
That aren't good.
Yeah. And so that
Oh,
really opens up like this bigger question, or like in the airplane, every time they say, fasten your seatbelt first because before you help anybody else,
or
and
put the oxygen mask on. Yeah.
first, right?
Yeah. It's
And
cliche, but it's true.
it is so true, and yet I know throughout the last 8 years since we've been on this journey. Allowing myself for self-care and putting energy and focus on my well-being first has
Mhm.
been connected with a lot of emotions of shame and guilt. How can I desire to feel good if she isn't? So it's kind of this weird
Yeah.
spiral in which we are, that
Yeah.
we have to fix
Oof.
or address our kids' needs and well-being first. And once they are good, then we can focus on ourselves and our own
Yeah.
well-being.
But sometimes some moms have children that are never going to be
Hmm.
okay. Do you know what I mean? Like I was
Hmm.
thinking about this where my daughter is at a place where she is okay, but so many years wasn't. I think there's a lot of moms out there that have the kids that are never going to be
Never going
fully
to be
okay, or
okay.
they're going to have to take care of them the rest of their lives.
Hmm.
How do you? I'm like, geez, that's even more of, oh my goodness, the responsibility and to not just take care of them, but first and foremost to take care of ourselves because you're in
Hmm.
it for the long haul. And I think with any of our children, there's usually not an end date of all of a sudden they're better, right?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
lot of the stuff we're talking about is chronic or it's
Hmm.
lifetime, right? But different stages. And it's something we have to, the thing that I like to do is switch it, like switch. If I think of taking care of myself
Hmm.
and filling myself as actually being good for my daughter, it's
Hmm.
easier for me to do.
Right.
If I include her in, if knowing that the more resourced I am, the more calm I am, the more happy I am, the more I can give her, which is true because I've seen
Mm-hmm.
this now when I started
Mm-hmm.
pouring more into myself.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can switch the intention slightly, it kind of tricks
Mm-hmm.
my brain because us moms are freaking selfless and we will go
Mm-hmm.
and go and go and go and go. So it's like and I've told clients this too, if you realize the impact it has on your child when you actually are full and resourced and doing what you love, they feel it. But
Yeah.
how do we do this, Daniela? Like, I think I was thinking about this too before the call. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
back in the old day, it was small villages, it was communities, it was
Mm-hmm.
family. You have all this support where when you're
Mm-hmm.
not feeling well, someone else can pick up the slack.
Mm-hmm.
When, you know what I mean? You don't have to be the one, but a lot of us, and I know you're the one and I'm the one, where we don't have family, extended family nearby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, how do we do this?
Oh my gosh, I think this might open up a whole can of worms about how the modern family structure to be so self-sufficient and the micro families. And I think that what is happening in the world in general has created more isolation. Overall,
Yeah.
where life just seems so overwhelming and the information that's coming at us at such a high speed is so overwhelming that people just retreat. And it's not being completely isolated and not doing family outings and not doing any of this, but I think that's what I have observed. I don't know if that's what you're seeing too.
Yeah. I have a client actually that is looking at some sort of community living
Hmm.
for their
Hmm.
family. And she's an entrepreneur and she has two children, one with a lot of needs.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it makes complete sense to be more in a community setting where you feel safe, where you have other people that it's just that contribution. It just takes the load off. I'm reading a book too. I don't want to get too off the tangent, but
Hmm.
Unanxious. It's
Hmm.
by Humble the Poet. It's so good. I just started, but he talks right off the bat about how anxiety is linked to this isolation too. Like back in the day, we lived in villages. We were still anxious. We still had threats coming at us, but we
Hmm.
had community.
Right.
So I think this whole thing of community is huge. Or how do we somehow let something go from our list, from our mind of responsibility, so that we can take care of ourselves as well as our child. So even like for your daughter, with all we're always going to think we're not doing enough, but with the prepping of the food and preparing her and all this, it's like
Hmm.
how how can it just be enough? Like even if you show her two meals in the next year
Yeah,
that she
yeah,
could have on repeat, or get
yeah.
her
Hmm.
access to some sort of like meal plan, meal delivery service or something. I don't know, or like
Hmm.
create a little cute notebook of like these are the meals and of her favorite
That's it. Yeah.
recipes. Just
Yeah.
something small, but it doesn't have to be like
Like huge.
just
Yeah.
something small even that where you can just be like, you know what, this is good enough. And she's 18.
Hmm.
She is going to figure this out on her own. Even
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. I like the idea. Maybe it's like a week's worth of food where everything is being covered and we can keep it very easy, like sheet pan meals
yeah.
and whatnot.
Yes. Repeat.
Hmm.
We'll talk
Hmm.
later too, because I've done the gluten-free, dairy-free thing for so long, and I was thinking I'm
Hmm.
going to share some recipes
That
and
sounds
my
good.
favorite stuff. 'Cause-
Yeah, I love to hear. I
But
love to
isn't
hear.
food like I love how you said it's medicine and it's also pain. And
Hmm.
again, I don't want to go too off topic, but that really hit. Medicine
Hmm.
is food, and as a mom, I feel really it's important to me to make good food. Like my
Right. That's
daughter,
love.
it's
It's my
love.
love
It's my love
language.
language.
Same,
So I
same.
get it. And my daughter came home from college this weekend. I was like, okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And I did get one good meal in there. Again, not the whole weekend, but I got one good meal and I baked something so she could take it with her. And
Mhm.
it's love. It
It's
is our love
love.
language.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
it serves us and fills us too, that's good for us too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to come back to the one thing that we said about putting the oxygen mask on first,
Yes.
because um, what helped me understand this even better is that we are always any human being, right? But when we are in stress and we feel like we're not enough and we feel stressed about our kids' state, we send these signals or this frequency out all the time. And they are intersectioning, like
Hmm.
they interact with our energy. And if my energy, and I have seen this so many times, if I'm frantic, if I feel guilty, and then I'm trying to fix something based on that, you know,
Yeah.
the sentiment, my daughter picks up on it. She's like,
A
and she's like,
hundred
oh my gosh,
percent.
go, like you're too frantic, you're too, ugh. And so it actually
Yep.
impacts her in a negative way.
Yep.
And it took me many years to understand that. But if we think about our body as this beacon that constantly sends out information and our thoughts have these frequencies, we cannot see them,
Mhm.
but people can pick up on it. And I mean, I think it's also come into modern language or current language anyway, where people saying, "Oh my gosh, she's got bad vibes."
Oh
Like I went
yeah.
to that room, it's like such bad vibes. No, I had to leave. So our kids are way more perceptive of that than
Yeah.
we might even recognize.
Oh, sometimes where it makes you cringe and you're like, oh, because it's like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, they see that. I can't
Hmm.
hide that piece.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I relate to this very much. And as my daughter's aging and maturing, she's
Hmm.
even more keen on picking up.
I think what is happening is also that they can verbalize back to us.
I agree.
They
I agree.
didn't have
Yeah,
the words and they couldn't
yeah.
express what they felt. They
Right,
just spiraled in themselves or
right.
acted up. And now they are, I mean, as they're older, they have the language, they're able to name better
You
what's
better
been
up.
going on. So what has
Yeah.
been, I know both of us, we love breath work, but what has
Yes.
been a tool that you use to center yourself? And what happens when you're activated? What works for you?
When I'm activated, I feel very scattered, I
Mm-hmm.
would say.
Mm-hmm.
Scattered is a word. I feel it's like there's no focus. It's a lot of light particles. It's just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like it's like a vibration that's
Mm-hmm.
not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's taking conscious pauses, which
Mm-hmm.
actually is very hard because when I feel overwhelmed or I've got a lot to do, which is every day, I have a lot to do. I put a
Mm-hmm.
lot on my calendar. I have clients, I have
Mm-hmm.
responsibilities, I have trying to take care of myself. You know how it is. My daughter, all these things. It's having to pause because you know the reward is going to fill me and sustain me for another half hour or hour.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain days, Daniela, and I remember my therapist telling me this, and I think this is important for anyone listening. There are certain days you may need to do this 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
You may be
Mm-hmm.
so, I have my days like this where it's like, I'm going to have to take 1 minute to pause. I'm going to go take a walk around the block just to get
Mm-hmm.
out in nature and sunshine
Mm-hmm.
and breathe with my steps and feel, get sourced again by the sun, by the
Mm-hmm.
fresh air. It's cuddling with my dog for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's again, the breath work is always a part of it because as you do more and more of this breath work, you start recognizing how important those deep breaths are.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I tend to integrate it though. I'm not one to be able to sit still. And I
Mm-hmm.
have some clients like this too,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're running and running and going. So it's like sometimes I'll put a song on and I'll dance. I'll dance
Mm-hmm.
it out. And boy, does that shift the mood. And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be a happy song. It can be Metallica, like a real, intense song,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
thrashing it out, shaking it
Mm-hmm.
out. Um, there's so many different things. So I don't think I have one, but the
Mm-hmm.
key is to one, get aware. So okay,
Mm-hmm.
first awareness, I'm not in my body, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
grounded. I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling up here and it's tingly. And for all of us, it'll be different, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can share yours too. And then pause. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
pause. No, if I'm driving somewhere, that's even harder to do, but I'll tap the steering wheel, I'll tap my body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or if let's say you're in a waiting room, there's certain things I'll do just with the deep breaths, closing my eyes. I don't care what I look like. I'm going to close my eyes, shut down that sense,
Mm-hmm.
breathe for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to like come back, just a little bit of like nurturing. Yeah.
Right.
What is it for
That's
you?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So it depends on what it is that I'm feeling. If I feel anger or rage, which used to happen quite a bit, just this like anger, disappointment,
Mm,
feeling of being betrayed. And you know what? I had a reading with an astrologer and who said, "Oh my gosh, you've got a lot of energy in your body, in your first center. It's like explosive." And I do. It's might be funny because a lot of people say that I'm feeling very, that I feel very grounded and
grounded.
calm, but holy shit, I've got so
Yeah.
I'm no longer suppressing that. So what I will do is I will go maybe put a pillow and scream into that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just because I know that these emotions, it's energy in motion. I always say that. That's Dr. Joe always says that too.
Yeah.
Emotions are energy in motion. And when they get stuck, they create dis-ease in the body because you don't want to
Right.
process it. So I'd rather, my husband always says, better out than in, better out than in.
I love that.
Uh,
That's a good one.
yeah, even for farts, right? So better out than in.
I love it.
And so, yeah, it might not be socially acceptable, and I won't do it in public, but when I'm at home, I will go scream in my pillow. If I'm
Yes.
in the car and like, I'll scream in the
Dream.
car and it's just out. And then
Yeah.
I don't have to, it's not gonna do shenanigans in my body.
Yes.
And so that is really helpful. I mean, that is like, whoa, and then oof, okay, coming back, breathe, and I can go on with my day
So good.
mostly.
It only takes, I mean, with all of these things, it only takes a minute,
hmm
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
hmm
You can make it as long as you want, but that's a great tool.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that definitely happens. And then, I mean, yeah, like in those moments, like, heck no, I can't sit still and like tune
Yeah.
in where it's like, that's not the time.
No.
But there are times when I realize, ah, I'm trying to, I'm trying to avoid something. That's when I hear like this, sit your butt down, sit your butt down and
That's a good point, Daniela.
check what's happening on the inside. Yeah.
That's a really good point. Actually, something I'd like to practice more of because I do
hmm
think, I have my times where I work on that stuff or set my intention. I have the
hmm
space for it, but during the day, I tend to go for it's safe too, but like a quick fix of like, okay, let's just shift
hmm
it to get back to what
hmm
is,
Right.
but they do say like you really only have to feel that strong emotion for 90 seconds. And if
Right.
you truly, truly are with it in that moment with breath or movement, then it will soften. So it
hmm
doesn't take that long to just say, like, I see you, I feel you,
Yeah. You know what's
right?
also, yes, yes. And okay, have I done this? Maybe not specifically like that. So I love that this is coming in.
Yeah.
Is I mean, as humans, we want to be seen, and emotions are very similar to that in a way,
Mm,
and acknowledged. And I wonder, I would like to try this out for myself too, to just sit with myself and say, oh, I see you are really upset right now.
yeah.
I see that you feel a lot of rage and anger and disappointment right now. I see you. Um, I, years and years ago, um, I think his name is Chris Voss. Oh my gosh, where is this memory coming from? Who has a
Survive.
master class, on masterclass?
Yeah.
He's an
Yeah.
ex-CIA agent
Okay.
slash spy,
Ugh.
who
Mm.
guides you through how to deal with people and how to influence people. And
Mm,
one of those things that he says is, if you are in a conflict situation with a person, naming their emotions right now, and this is what I've learned through like my years of being in coaching containers and being a
yeah.
coach, the ability to accurately name the emotion
Mm.
dissolves it right there and then. So
Oh my
if you have
gosh.
somebody who is very angry and upset, and you just say, I see you're totally upset right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they can relax because they're being seen. And so we have the capacity, or we can cultivate the capacity to do this for ourselves.
1,000%. First of
Mhm,
all, we're the women, we're the
mhm,
feelers. And
mhm,
we, and many or most all the people listening here, we're moms.
mhm,
We're really fucking good at nurturing. We're
mhm,
really fucking good. And we
mhm,
know this. We know this too with our child. See them, right?
mhm.
They're super upset. The first thing we're going to do,
Right.
I see you. I see you're really upset. You're
Mhm,
just seeing them and holding that space. And
mhm.
so all we have to do, Daniela, and I've teach this too, it's like all we have to do is tap into that and turn it on
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it's difficult at times because
Mhm.
we are so overgiving and selfless, but it's
Yeah.
like we already have that right here. If we can just turn that inward. And like
Mhm.
you said, this is beautiful. Like just acknowledge to yourself, hey, I see you. I see you're really upset right now. And let it soften. Let
Mhm.
yourself hold yourself.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
I think
it.
that's it. So we arrived at a beautiful point here. We are so excited to hear how this is working for you. What are the methods that you are using, and where does it feel really hard to take care of yourself first? Where are your challenges? We would love to hear. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So good.
So I'll see you. Let me see where my ends. Okay. Live stream. Well, we'll see you next week.